Looking and dressing well is about feeling good in your own skin and also about having your personal style. Having said that, we do live in a world where first impressions truly do count in some scenarios. So the following are my top 5 simple tips for men's style that I think you should be aware of. Let's get it started. Just because something is cheap doesn't mean you should buy it. I used to buy big clothes just because they were cheap. Usually they were on sale compared to something my size that usually would run out. And I would end up with a lot of clothes that just didn't really fit my body right. Alright, so that's a huge no. So why, you may ask yourself, okay, so let's say that you're a bigger guy and you buy bigger clothes. That's going to make you look even bigger, and also that's going to look like you just don't really care, just put, anything together. But also if you're a bigger guy and you buy smaller sizes, well then it might not be the most flattering for your body. It's the same thing for if you're a smaller guy. When I buy smaller clothes, obviously you're just going to look like a little twig unless that's what you're going for. Possibly not the best thing to do. But also if you get bigger clothes, well, I mean, you're going to look like you're just swimming in it. So obviously the key is finding that perfect fit. And the perfect fit for tees and shirts in general is the shoulder has to be on your shoulder. Which I don't know if you can tell right there, but the actual shoulder stitching actually reaches your shoulder. It is the same way with men's formal wear. I'll put an example right now. Okay guys, so this is an example of a shirt and how it's supposed to fit you. It is a little bit unkempt, but that's because I'm just using it for this example. I did not iron it, so I apologize for that. But as you can see, the shoulders are to the shoulders, and it does taper down on its end. Of course, it's not all the way perfectly tucked in right now, but you can definitely see if you go out like that, it does not flare out at the end. That's how you know you have a good shirt. So that is the key to having a shirt that actually fits your body, for the most part. So look for that shoulder that actually reaches your shoulder. As far as length, well, it depends. Nowadays, that isn't as an obligation that they be like to your waist or a little bit further. There's the long tees. I personally have a couple of long tees that I wear as well. Just don't go short. Ain't nobody got time for that midsection to be showing. So guys, just do yourself a favor. Don't pick too short. No one wants to see that. Or when you sit down and then your shirt lifts up. Come on, guys. Let's not do that. That's not a good idea. So that was tip number 1. Don't just have casual clothes in your closet. Having a good mix of clothing will allow you to be prepared for any event or anything that life can throw at you. Having said that, for example, I have in my closet anywhere from tank tops and gym shorts to bow ties and suits. You want to have a little bit of everything, guys. Experiment with color, experiment with cool shirt designs, but also have something simple, solid, maybe even shirts like this or V-necks that you can either dress up or dress down. So having that diversity in clothing, from shorts to formal shorts, some solid blacks that you can put with a blazer, to even, just some different types of pants, not just all jeans. This will allow you to have a huge range of possibilities when it comes to dressing. So you will always look the sharpest for any occasion, from anything from going out with your friends to going to a formal dinner or anything like that dinner. So yeah, guys, have diversity in your closet. That's definitely a super huge tip that will allow you to have no limits as to what you can do with your wardrobe. Alright guys, just because something is designer does not mean it's good design. You cannot buy taste. Shop around, looking by quality, by design, by color. Not just because something is brand name means that it's worth the price tag, and which in this case is usually pretty hefty money if we're talking about designer. Personally, the best things that I have in my closet, or the things that I like the most, have never been something pricey. So for example, I'll go to thrift stores, I'll go to stores like TJ Maxx and Marshalls is where I buy a lot of my stuff. A lot of the things that you see in my videos, in fact, are from those stores. Because they're easy to buy, they're affordable, possibly not even spending $20 on most of my stuff. Most of my stuff are probably under 20 bucks. Seriously, no joke. So now you can see I'm pretty smart when it comes to shopping. Like, don't overspend on things, especially just because it's designer does not mean that it is classy. You know, I cannot emphasize that enough, guys. Look for quality, even in places that you would have never thought of looking at. Thrift stores have sometimes some incredible finds, some awesome treasures that you can find there. I'll have some videos with, you know, things I found in thrift stores, possibly in the future, guys. So you can see, you know, that you'll find some pretty good gems there. So, again, the tip is don't shop for brands, shop for quality, design, and for uniqueness. That will bring you and your wallet a happier wardrobe and a happier closet, and more money for yourself to spend on other stuff like food. So I'll admit it, I used to be one of those guys that would wear a watch here, bracelets here, a necklace. It was exaggerated, guys. It was overkill, and honestly, I look back at those times and it's kind of bad. Just looking at the pictures, it's bad, guys. I'm not gonna lie. It was bad. It was exaggerated. It was overkill. I've been told by a lot of girls, that I asked, you know, how do you, you know, like see a guy when he has like accessories or, you know, like bracelets, and they're like, you know, honestly, sometimes simplicity is the key, but it depends. For example, if you're wearing clothes that is really busy, like a really cool graphic tee that has a lot going on, and you have a hat or something like that, you might want to restrict yourself on what you're wearing here. Otherwise, it will take too much away from the actual cool tee that you have, and it will be competing for attention. You do not want that. You'll look busy. It'll be overkill. It'll be a turn off. But if you're simple, you're just like a nice white crisp tee, or, you know, any color, and you're lacking some sort of color or just some detail, go ahead, put that watch on, put like a couple of bracelets if you want, but that's it. You know, don't do too much. Otherwise, it's just, you know, it's more of a nuisance than anything. So, and this is just, you know, from personal experience, you know, what I've been told. So yeah, you know, take it or leave it, guys. I think simplicity sometimes is key, but toss in a couple of details or color in there when you know you need it. So don't overdo it, but, you know, don't overdo it. All right, yeah, that works. That was tip number 4, guys. You think it would be common sense, but you'd be surprised. I go to university, go Sun Devils, and I've seen a lot of guys, countless amount of guys that go to class looking like they just literally got up off of their bed or their floor, who knows, you know, and they are wrinkly, they look like they just got the clothes out of like a pile of stuff, and they just wore that in. Sometimes it's dirty. Like, I've seen everything, guys. It's a huge school, so you would see anything. The point is, there's no bigger turnoff than someone that doesn't really care about how he looks, as far as I've been told by many of my close friends that are girls, that I ask them, you know, like, hey, you know, when you see a dude and he happens to be all wrinkly, kind of, he looks like he's doesn't care, and they always tell me the same thing, you know, they tell me he looks like he smells, even if he might not, maybe he's, you know, he's perfectly fine, but, you know, it gives off that, you know, that vibe that the person doesn't care. So how to avoid that? Simple tips, guys. The thing that I do to my clothes is simply, and this is something you can do even traveling, is simply have a spray bottle, which I have one somewhere around me. I don't know where it is. Let me get it. This is my solution. I have a lot of friends and we do this, and you simply fill this up with regular water, guys. No big deal. And then you grab your clothes. If you see it, you know, we'll have those wrinkles on it. Simply, what I do is this. I just spray it with water. Spray it enough. Don't get it like soaked, obviously, guys, but get it enough to, especially in the areas where you have the biggest wrinkles. Spray a little bit more. Spray generously, but don't wet it. And you'll see that they slowly start leaving, but what I do is I shake it up a bit before, and this is before I put it on, obviously. And once you do that, it will basically be good to go. Obviously, there will be some spaces where they're a little bit harder to take off. Those are the ones where usually it's been on the longest. So I would go back a little bit just on that again, just on the little details that you see. And basically, same process again. Just shake that water off, and then I would simply put it on. And by the time you put it on, your body heat will dry any part of it that is, a little bit wet. And you're good to go, guys. Crisp, clean, easy, no ironing needed. So now you have no excuses. You can have a crisp shirt without the hassle of having to iron, because who has time to iron in today's society, right? So, okay guys, so hopefully these basic tips will help you guys to look your best without having to spend too much, or with having that idea of diversification of clothes and these little lifestyle hacks, if you will, to help you look your best. So if you have any ideas, any comments, or any cool hacks that you have found, for your clothes, please leave a comment. I'd love to know what they are. Maybe add some ideas to my repertoire, and hopefully, get some more ideas for everyone out there as well if you have some cool ideas. So leave that comment if you have anything. And as always, thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I would appreciate it. You're awesome if you do. And if you're not, you're still pretty awesome, but you're missing out of some future awesome stuff that will be coming up on here. So yeah, guys, thank you, and have a good night.